I come with these annoying stories every single time I interview someone. It's always the same story. There's 3 parts to the story, in fact. Now, one thing that I've been seeing a lot is Black in the Day. I've been seeing this everywhere online. I've been seeing loads of people sending their pictures through and just an energy as such. Shout out to Layla in the building. But I've been seeing loads of like pictures that's been going up, and I've been seeing an energy, everyone feeling proud to put their stuff up, and I thought, I like this Black in the Day thing. The other part to the story is, I'm watching, as I always do, whenever Ralph Hardy releases something, I always go and listen. Now I see this one song called Growing Pains that we just played. The energy behind that song I thought was so live, and I saw your name on it too, but still I didn't clock. But I just thought whoever was on that, saying what she said, I enjoyed it. Now the other part to the story is, I've actually met you before in January with your brother Nux, and you were standing in the back while he was saying that I was influenced by my sister, and now it all meshes together. Now you're here. Thank you for having me. So I wanted to get into it as a whole. How did it all start for you?
Poetry.
Yeah.
I always say I started as a reader first, so I still do, I love reading books and telling stories, so I always wanted to recreate feelings and recreate moments and things that I got from books, and I wanted to do that with my own words, and so I started writing from a very young age. Performing poetry came about 5 years ago. That was an accident. Like, I didn't ever, it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna grow up and be a poet, you know. It was just something that happened accidentally. I had written a poem about a breakup. I read it to a friend and she was like, oh, you should perform this, it was called I Ain't Even Mad. I'm not gonna lie, I can't remember it because I haven't performed it in years, but I read it to my friend. She's like, oh, you should perform this somewhere. So I was on Twitter that day, so at that point I was at uni, I was at Hertfordshire University. And I saw some tweets for this new event called Vocals and Verses. So I tweeted the guy, I was like, hey, you know, I want to read a poem. He was like, oh, you know, well, that's cool. Because he saw me performing for the ACS, but I read a monologue and he thought the monologue was my poem. So I was like, oh yeah, I've seen you perform before. Yeah, come down. Like, alright, cool. So I went down, I was literally bricking it, and I shared that poem. Ralph was there, I've been friends with Ralph for a while. He was hosting, shout out Ralph. Definitely. He was hosting an event the day after, and they were still looking for performance, so he asked me if I wanted to read that same poem there. And it was just a snowball effect after that. So
interesting.
Wow. That's how I got into poetry.
Now also, you come from a family that clearly has something in you that's water. Clearly, because you've got a youngest brother that's a model, and out here quite a well-known one too. You've got a middle brother that's, well, I don't know if it's your middle, I don't know if that's all of your siblings as a whole.
Well, there's 4 of us.
Oh, there's 4,
Me, Nux, Ike, who's the model, and our sister Christina, she's the baby.
I only wonder what she's like.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's like she's a mix between like a black Daria and a black Matilda. Like, she's just,
you ain't giving her expectation right now. She's like listening to you right now. Like,
she's amazing. No, she loves reading. She's so charismatic. She's caring. She's an amazing little girl. And I'm just looking forward to seeing what kind of woman she'll turn out to be.
Interesting, because also one of the things I wanted to say too was, over here at LDNRBS, we really are pinpointing who we bring up. We're not bringing anybody up just because they've been on something or anything like that. It's a preconceived notion. We are definitely looking at certain people. Now, one thing I've seen with you is an influence. It seems like you influence your family. Because one thing I've seen from Nux, at least, he always seems to bring you up. With everything he does, he always says, well, my sis this and my sis that. What kind of influence do you reckon you've had on your younger siblings?
So I think with being the oldest, so I'm the oldest, there's so much pressure on you to be like the trailblazer, to be the leader and all the rest of that. And so just being creative and coming from a Nigerian household, there's a lot of barriers that you have to break, and a lot of firsts that you have to do, right? I think what makes our house kind of unique is that my creative. So my dad,
Interesting.
yeah, my dad started a traditional African dance group when we were like, well, when I was 3. So yeah, we've been going for like 21 years.
I did see you post up a video of you dancing when you were younger, actually. So shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's been in the industry, right? So for him, wanting us to stay on a more academic path wasn't just because of money. It's because he's actually lived it and understands that it's very difficult being a black creative in the UK. So that's where that came from. But when something is within you, it's very difficult to look an alternative. You know, it will always haunt you, always follow you, and at some point you're gonna have to listen to that. And for me, that's what that was. So I think I set in our household a lot of firsts, and that kind of like I bust the door basically bust the door for my parents to be cool with him doing music and his animation. Like he's an artist like through and through completely. For my brother to pursue modeling and acting, and yeah, for my sister to just kind of just live free. So I think when he talks about me in that way, it's literally because I did things before him, and he was like, okay, so you know, this is what you need to do.
I know you spoke about your father and your parents and your household, and that's a major influence for you. Is there anyone else that has influenced you, or anything in society that influenced you to write?
To write, I think as I've gotten older, I've been more conscious of the things that I write about and the things I choose not to write about. I think it's it's a Nina Simone that said, like, to be an artist, you have to talk about the times that you live in. So I try my hardest to make sure I have a bit of me in everything I'm definitely slowly coming out of that. So I've started writing like short stories and things. So yeah, hopefully a book at some point. That's definitely one thing I want to do before I depart. So yeah, that's definitely something on.
Okay, so moving on to Black in the Day.
Yeah.
I've been following the movement on Twitter, and it is for you guys to create that, and for people like black people to actually feel importance in the UK British history. And I think it's very, very, very important for everyone to know that there has been black British history here. How did you come about it? How did this all come about for you to make this movement?
So Black in the Day is me and Jojo. So shout out Jojo. I don't know if he's listening. So I met Jojo so I did Growing Pains 1, and we were filming some things, and Jojo was filming, and he asked me to write a poem for Black History Month. I wrote the poem, then we were going to shoot a visual. Didn't like the initial idea, and then we started talking about different ways of having a visual for that poem. And because the poem was about my parents when they were younger in the UK, we started talking about like our family histories and like, you know, our family photo albums. And within my own family, like my own personal family history, archiving is something I already do. So it's something I'm really interested in. Like I love discovering images of like my parents before I was born, and like my like extended family and like my grandparents, and those things are important to me. So we had a conversation about that and just kind of decided to basically do that on a larger scale, because
it was purely organic.
So organic. Like even he sent me the snapshot of the conversation we had the other day, and it was just like, wow, like that could have easily been a moment where we said, oh yeah, that'll be a good idea, and left it, but we acted on it, and it's turned into something bigger than us, like completely bigger than us, and yeah, just hope it keeps growing from strength to strength.
What was the reaction that you got from people when you started this project? What was it?
It was a really good reaction, and it continues to be a good reaction. I think everyone understands the importance of the project, and like I said, it's completely like beyond myself and Jojo. If it had been anyone else doing the project, I believe it would have had the same response, because people understand why it's important. So we've had a lot of support, a lot of interest, and it's, like I said, purely organic. Like the fact that you've been able to see it on social media, it's not us, you know, our network is only so big, but you know, we've been able to reach people outside of London. I don't live outside of London, I don't live there, well, I live off it, but it's not like that. But yeah, so we've been able to reach people beyond our networks, and it's purely because of the power of the project, the organic nature of it, and the fact that people understand that there needs to be a preservation of Black British history, and if we don't do it, then no one else is going to do it.
Of course, I definitely agree with that one. And I wanted to say too, have you been sent any pictures from anyone that you just thought, you know, I'm not putting this out? There must have been a few, like, yeah.
There've been a few like random ones.
I mean, the bath and that, like, come on now.
Yeah, there's been a couple of random ones I won't describe because, you know, it's all confidential and stuff. Yeah, there's been a few random ones, but for the most part, they've been beautiful, and it's just been lovely to kind of have a sneak peek into people's lives and, you know, their own family histories and stuff. So yeah, I love it.
Now, I think also you're probably going to be surprised by what I'm going to say next.
Oh my God.
But obviously, I do a lot of, whenever I'm about to interview someone, I want to delve into their personality too.
Yeah,
so I want to see what they're like, really like too. So that they might show us one side, but you know, there's another side too. And then you're smiling right now, so you probably imagine what I'm going to say. But you actually, you know what day was it? It was, today's Monday. You actually influenced my Saturday night.
What did I do?
I'm just letting you know you weren't there, but honestly, I can say you influenced my Saturday night because I looked on your Twitter, and then I'm scrolling through, thinking, what tweet can I say? What tweet can I say? And then I see all these penguins.
Oh my!
I see all these penguins, and I'm like, what is this joke that I'm not seeing, that I'm not a part of?
Oh my God.
And now I look deeper now, and then all I see is, let me see if I can put it up here. Let me see if I can put it
Those
up.
penguin jokes were too funny,
A
honestly.
fight breaks,
crying.
a National Geo channel,
Yeah.
a fight breaks out when a husband comes home to find his wife with another penguin. I was sitting there for about 3 minutes just watching this.
It was like,
Please tell me what, like this clearly got to you.
so basically
Yeah, I think everyone's a bit confused right now. I think
Except me.
alright, so how I saw it actual video, and I wasn't understanding, you know, these little penguin jokes that are on the video. So basically, the video is a National Geographic video, and so one penguin, this husband penguin, comes back to his
I
home.
love how you're rationalising it right now, but keep it
Because
going.
I get it. So
Yeah.
the husband penguin comes home and finds his wife with like a next man penguin, yeah. So he's like, no, you know, I gotta fight for my woman. So him and this other penguin, the homewrecker they called him. So him and the homewrecker are fighting, but like they're proper fighting, like going at it, like going in, yeah. And then eventually they stop and they're out of breath and they're bleeding, and then they
give
call,
up.
they give up for a minute. Then they call the woman to, you know, choose. So the woman chooses the woman. The female penguin chooses the homewrecker, takes the homewrecker back home. The husband's like, do you know what? I'm gonna fight for one more time. He gets him out of the hole. They're fighting, gorging each other's eyes out. So there's like blood all over their fur. And then the homewrecker just goes back home with the wife, and then the husband just
He looks sad.
I can't watch Happy Feet no more.
You're not gonna be able to watch penguins differently. I didn't know penguins could be so aggressive. So yeah, but the memes make it 10 times funnier.
That was I really enjoyed that moment. That was my Saturday night watching penguins. I was trying to figure out.
I couldn't believe it went viral like that. It was like penguin loving hip hop. That's what I enjoyed.
It really
about.
was
Yeah,
penguin
it's
loving hip hop.
like-
It really was. Shout out to that. But I was looking through your other tweets, and I wanted to see. She's like, oh god. But I wanted to see this one now. See what your perception of this is. You say pretty face and a bad character. Who was that for?
Pretty face and bad character.
Oh, it's a song.
Yeah,
Keep on
come
going.
on.
Keep on going. You're live on air. Keep on
Pretty
going.
faces, pretty
Hey,
character, flirty,
she's vibing.
flirty.
She's gonna sing the whole verse.
She's
Create our own one. Got another one here. I think I've reached my capacity for maintaining relationships. Even seeing WhatsApp notifications make me sweat. I can't keep up.
Yeah, what is going on there?
What's going on? Who's stressing you? Please tell us.
Alright, so, and to all my friends who are listening, this is a great opportunity for you all to hear this at one time. I find messages and the instant communication overwhelming. The fact that people can have immediate access to me and expect immediate replies. So I know a lot of people from different avenues. So I have, you know, Black in the Day going on, poetry going on, this and that, and blah blah blah. So my phone is always popping off, but I don't. Sometimes I want to be able to sit down and take time and, you know, respond to a message and whatnot. I don't just want to give a half-hearted reply. And other times I just don't want to respond. But I feel like there's this pressure to respond immediately when someone sees you online, someone sees the blue tick, and it's like, oh, you was online, weren't you? You know, so it's just, it's a bit of a, I just kind of just don't want to be in my phone like that. It's a lot, and it's a lot of unnecessary noise as well. You don't realise how many things you're absorbing on a day-to-day, which is just like completely
Believe it can affect your creative process.
110%. It can have a negative effect on your creative process. Like, for me as well personally, because like my brain feels saturated to a degree where it's like filled with things that it doesn't need. So that's what that tweet was about. So anyone who's messaged me and I haven't messaged you back, I will get back to you at some point. I'm not ignoring you. Yeah.
So
See, I
basically,
can
we're
totally
also
relate
going
to
to
that.
call it, from now on, you know, people always come out with this crazy notion of, oh, you're being light skinned. Now I'm just going to say it's being Tanya. Now I'm going to say, listen, I'm being Tanya right now, you better chill.
Cool.
I'm not going to text back.
Cool. It's a cool term, that's fine.
Mad too. Now, also, I don't often get to stand right in front of someone that will sit right in front of someone that is a poet that I respect.
Thank you.
Now, also, I wanted to ask, where are you going to take it? Because I feel like a lot of poets, they don't put it all together.
When you say put it all together, what do you mean?
In terms of, I want to hear, like, for me personally, it's what I would love to hear. I would love to hear a whole cohesive project of just vibes and feelings and everything. Would you ever do that? Yeah, definitely. I think one of the things that, like I said, I kind of took a step back and I was very lax with the whole poetry thing. I'm always writing, but in terms of like experimenting and taking it beyond page and stuff, I was, you know, just kind of chilled. But with like the response from Growing Pains, I think it's definitely something that I'm willing to explore in terms of like music and having like an actual project, because I have, like I said, I've been doing poetry for about 5 years, but I'd say taking it seriously about 2-3. And London. How do you feel about it? In just the creative landscape right now, how do you feel?
I love it. I just think that there's so much creativity, but there's a lid on it. Like, we don't have as many opportunities. There's so many people here who are so creative and so talented, but I feel like there's not enough space for everyone to shine at once. Yeah, and I just wish that there were more like avenues and platforms where we were widely recognized and everyone got the shine that they deserved in equal amounts. But I just feel like it's like there can only be one chosen one, one selected one. But yeah, the creative scene is amazing. Everyone is really doing their thing, and it's making me proud to be like, yeah, Black and British, especially Black British women. Like the things that they've been doing like this year alone, all the many different collectives and musicians and like activists, and yeah, really killing it. So it's a really good time for creatives in London, Black British creatives in particular, and also Black women creatives. So.
One last question too that I feel like we've kept on saying over here at LDNRBS, especially in the last month pretty much. And I wanted to see your take on it. Black History Month, keep it or not?
I think keep it, but in keeping it, I think there needs to be an understanding of what it is and its purpose and what purpose it serves and who is it kind of catering to. So I know growing up in school, our Black history was literally Rosa Parks and so I mean, that's all valid and that's all well, but if we're living in the UK, there needs to be, and this ties into Black in the Day, there needs to be an acknowledgement of the history of Black people within this country. And I think for me personally, in my schooling, like I didn't know of any Black British people except for Mary Seacole, and that was literally it. So and there's loads of people you can put up as examples. So I think if we're going to keep Black History Month, that should be something that's pushed. We're looking at the impact that Black British people have had in the UK, and we really champion those people and take it seriously as well. Really quickly, I did a performance at a school for Black History Month, but there was like no signs or anything, like people didn't know what was happening. So yeah, I think there needs to be kind of like a reverence to it, so that people really take it seriously. Yeah,
I think it should be taught all year round, to be honest.
Yeah,
not just 1 month. I think it should be taught from January to December.
110% agreed. 110%, and that's it. It needs to be in the curriculum. Yeah, beyond October, definitely 110%. Focus more on like Black British history.
Well, guys, again, we had Miss Tanya in the building. Let's give her a clap. This definitely is LDNRBS. We've got Thea Gajic on Wednesday, and we've got Art Breeds Creativity on Sunday. Turn up times 50 million. No, you know what, big. So yeah, LDNRBS will be back literally on Wednesday, and then Sunday come turn up.